Hello, Stan from GPT for Sheets here. Today we will be speaking about models. So the first question is, what is a model? Well, long story short, a model is an AI. So choosing a model is basically choosing an AI, and you can choose a different model depending on some parameters such as the quality or accuracy of the result you want, its speed, and its cost. I have a more detailed explanation in the website that I will leave it for you to read. So which models are available on OpenAI? And here I'm talking about GPT models that work with text. So until 2 weeks ago, there were 4 models that worked with text, as we call them large language models. DaVinci, Curie, Babbage, and Ada. And you can see their technical names here that you can use in GPT for Sheets. They are part of the GPT-3 family of models, and you have their price here per 1,000 tokens. So DaVinci was by far the most expensive at 2 cents per 1,000 tokens. And on March 1st, OpenAI finally made available through its API the ChatGPT model, which underlies the ChatGPT tool that most of you probably have been using. And its technical name is GPT 3.5 Turbo. As its name suggests, it is part of a new family of models that is GPT 3.5, and the Turbo also suggests it is faster. Probably one of the most important points is that it is 10 times cheaper than DaVinci. So it is not 2 cents per 1,000 tokens, but it is 2 cents per 10,000 tokens, or 0.2 cents per 1,000 tokens. So all of those models are available in the GPT for Sheets add-on, and the main question is, okay, which model should you choose? Until ChatGPT was made available, the response was almost always DaVinci, because the other models do not provide very good results, even though they are cheaper. But with the ChatGPT model now available, in most cases the answer is going to be ChatGPT. But I thought, okay, let's actually make a real-life comparison of all these models. So I have prepared a spreadsheet here where I have a prompt, and actually I've done this for many functions, so we will be reviewing them all for different tasks, where I have a prompt and I have the function, the GPT function for each model. So it's the same prompt, but with each model. So this will allow you to compare the result for its quality and also sometimes for its speed, even though the speed sort of depends on the API server status of OpenAI a lot, especially for small prompt and small completions. So what I have prepared in my spreadsheet such that as soon as this trigger cell here is changed from weight to something else, all of the functions will trigger simultaneously. Okay, let's go. So here the first prompt is write a tagline for an ice cream shop. So I will type go, and everything triggers. And so in this case, the speed was the same for all of them, and you can see the difference in results. So GPT 3.5 Turbo and Text DaVinci are pretty good. Text Curie, well, this one is a bit boring. Text Babbage is actually, funnily enough, one of the most creative here, probably a bit too creative, and Text Ada 001 is, well, not good. And I have to clarify that this was generated with temperature 0. As you know, temperature controls the creativity of the model. So we could do this again with, so I'll just put it back to weight and then modify the formula to add a temperature of 1. So I will do that. 1 here. I will drag the formula to the right so that we have temperature of 1 everywhere. Just checking that everything worked. Okay, and now let's go again. Okay, so GPT 3.5 Turbo did not change its results. DaVinci did change. we see the results of these three models are, well, Curie is not so bad, but Babbage and Ada is not great. Okay, we can do the same test with GPT list. Here the prompt is generate 5 blog post ideas about Instagram growth. Okay, let's go. Okay, there we go. So let's read them from one by one from the right. So Ada, how Instagram is helping small businesses grow, how Instagram is changing the way we share our life in businesses. This one sounds a bit weird. How Instagram is changing the way we connect with our friends. Okay, not bad. But it actually doesn't have anything to do with Instagram growth. And then again, this one is very similar to that. So it seems only the first item here from the list is remotely related to Instagram growth, but more or less Ada results are not good at all. They're off topic. Then Babbage. So how to get more followers on Instagram. This is directly related to Instagram growth. This sounds good. How to grow your Instagram following quickly. Okay, this is a variant of this one. How to get more followers on Instagram using tips and tricks. Okay, well, how to get more followers on Instagram using social media marketing. This sounds a bit strange. And okay, this one is not so bad. Paid social media services. Then Curie, how to grow your Instagram following with effective strategies. As you can see, Curie starts to become better. There's more variety and it's more on topic. DaVinci, which is supposed to be the best, actually has capitalized in titles. Okay, not too bad, but not mind-blowing compared to Curie. Although there is more variety in there. And then ChatGPT or GPT 3.5 Turbo, 10 proven strategies for growing your Instagram following, the power of hashtags, importance of consistency, collaboration is key, and beyond the feed. Okay, so clearly like GPT 3.5 Turbo here is by far the best, provides the best variety of results. It covers the topic in more depth and breadth than all the others. So for this, use ChatGPT. Okay, let's see another example. So here I have a dirty email list that I want to clean, and we will do that with the 4 models. So let me try to show, I will zoom out a little bit just so that you can see everything at once. So once again, here I'm using GPT fill, which basically uses examples of this range, to clean the range which has empty cells here. And we will see each model, the results of each model in the output cells here. So let's go. Okay, so they all went super fast. GPT 3.5 Turbo got all of them correct. As you can see here, there's a comma which was removed. So this is correct. DaVinci also got everything correct. Text Curie did not remove the comma. So even though there is an example here that removes the comma. So as you can see, it's already less accurate. Text Babbage not only did not remove the comma, but it also capitalized the first letter here, so not so great. And Ada results are completely inaccurate. So I think this is an interesting one. For cleaning purposes, use GPT 3.5 Turbo or DaVinci. Okay, now let's generate some descriptions. So here I have an example of a description for a banana and one for a strawberry, and then I want descriptions for pineapple and egg. And again, I'm using GPT fill. So let's go. Okay, so again, the speed is comparable for all of them, but let's see the descriptions. So, ChatGPT, a pineapple is a tropical fruit with a spiky, rough exterior and a sweet, juicy interior. An egg is a protein-rich food that is commonly used, blah, blah. Okay, then DaVinci. So DaVinci has a similar description for the pineapple, but the egg description is less informative. I like the ChatGPT one better here. Then Curie, pineapple, okay, not so bad for pineapple, but for the egg, then, well, this is really bad. Never did I say the egg was hard-boiled. So the results for the egg become worse and worse as we go to the cheapest models. However, the pineapple is, well, not so bad for the other models. Okay, well, again, the winner is clearly ChatGPT in this case, with a close second for DaVinci, but they're all different from the rest of the pack. Okay, now let's use GPT table to generate some sample data. So here I want to generate 3 people with their hobby and city. So let's go. Okay, so interestingly, the slowest was Curie, and it's the one which completely failed, which it even didn't output much. So DaVinci provided 3 people here with hobbies and cities that are realistic. That's good. DaVinci also provided a decent outcome, although the names of that DaVinci came up with are, let's say, less creative than the ones ChatGPT came up with. And then all the other models failed the task. So these models are not able to generate tables. Okay, that's it. Now let's move on to a summarizing task. So here on the left, I have 4 reviews for a vacuum cleaner. Okay, and I want to summarize those, all of those reviews at once and in 10 words each. So let's go. Okay, so I have the word count. I'm gonna scroll. I have the word count here. As you can see, none of them gets the word count correct. It is GPT is not good at counting, and especially not good at counting words. But clearly, you can see that ChatGPT was one of the most verbose, and it is a property of ChatGPT. It is usually more verbose than DaVinci or the others. So now let's look at the summaries. So here, oh, actually, sorry. Please ignore what I just said. Like it shouldn't be 10 words for the full summary. It should be 10 words for each key takeaway. Sorry about that. Nonetheless, what I said is relatively true. Usually, the models are not so good at counting words. Even though here, ChatGPT seems to have done a pretty good job at not going over the 10 words limit for each key takeaway. So the key takeaways, first of all, we get numbers. So this is good. We know we have 5 key takeaways. Unit clogs easily and dies after 3 years. Poor customer service for expensive products. Second battery and wider head are great. Laser feature and swivel are versatile. Best vacuum with great engineering and suction. Okay, it's not so bad. I don't understand all of those, but it is not so bad. Here, so DaVinci, unit prone to clogging, poor customer service. This is fine. Christmas gift, well, this is clearly not an interesting takeaway. So DaVinci in this case, I don't think did a great job at actually extracting the real takeaways of those 4 reviews. So it seems ChatGPT is better at really synthesizing content that comes from multiple inputs here. Okay, and then Curie. So again, really not so good because it says the same thing twice. The customer service is poor. Babbage is, yeah, not, this is gibberish, and then this is gibberish as well. So only ChatGPT does a good job here. So choose GPT 3.5 Turbo to summarize. Let's move to translation. So here I want to translate this small tagline here, and let's go. So I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. Let's put it this way. It seems that ChatGPT and DaVinci went with very similar results. I leave the Spanish speakers comment. Curie also is not very far, and then the others seem to be quite far away from a good translation. So again, use one of those three, I guess. Probably one of those two. Okay, now let's move to extraction tasks. So here I will extract an email, the email address from this sentence, the full state name from this address, the phone number, country from this phone, the amount as a number from this currency amount, and the currency ISO code from this currency amount. Let's see what the results are. Let's go. Okay, so first task. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this is a bit annoying. DaVinci and ChatGPT correctly extracted the email address. Text Curie did not understand the task, and Text Babbage and Text Data did not understand at all the task. However, so here both are good. However, on this, for the extraction of the full state name here, DaVinci does a better job than ChatGPT. This is the result I was after, and none of the other actually understood the question. So clear winner here is DaVinci. For the phone number, both DaVinci and ChatGPT got the answer right. For the amount as number, again, both of them got the answer right, and for the currency again as well. So it seems that DaVinci is slightly better. It got 5 out of 5, whereas ChatGPT got 4 out of 5. I mean, it's not wrong answer per se, but it is not exactly what it wanted. And as you can see, like Anakin actually is really bad with numbers, I guess. Interestingly, Babbage got the amount number correct, even though Curie did not. Okay, let's move to a classification task now. So I have my list of products here that I want to classify into these categories. Let's go. Okay, so got a little error here. Yeah, I just went above the rate limit, I guess. Should, well, not a big issue. Okay, so all the 4 models here got the banana correctly classified as a fruit. It seemed they also all got vegetable correct. Ada seems to be really bad at classification. But then, so starting with spinach, Babbage starts to lose its mind, it seems, because it classifies it as both a vegetable and a fruit, which really doesn't make any sense. First of all, it doesn't make sense because I asked for just one category, one classification, and also like a spinach cannot, I mean, I'm sure people will debate this, but in theory, fruit is not a vegetable. So all of this is correct. Do we have any differences here? Okay, so in this case, the end is more interesting. Both ChatGPT and DaVinci got the egg, steak, and bike correctly classified as other, but Curie classified the egg as a vegetable, demonstrating a lack of knowledge in foods. It also classified steak as meat, which is correct, but it's not one of the categories that was available, so it is not the result I'm looking for. And yeah, it did. So for classification, use ChatGPT or DaVinci. I can speak from experience. DaVinci is in some cases where, in some more sophisticated cases, DaVinci will actually be better. Also, I'm actually going to show this here. I'm going to add a column. Hopefully, I'm not. So there is another model that you can use very recently, which is, I just need to find the name, 1 second. So it's text A.002 and embedding. Okay. And I will just drag this here. So, interestingly, this seems to not be working very well. What model did I, yeah. Because this is supposed to use embeddings, and so I guess, interestingly, embeddings don't work as good with the other category, as it classified, as you can see, it classified the egg, the steak, and the bike as fruits or vegetables. So it seems that, embeddingly speaking, fruit, vegetable are more related to egg, steak, and bike than they are to the other category. So this is quite an interesting finding. Okay, let's go to GPT tag. So where basically the task here is to create some tags for this description of a swimsuit. So let's go. So the formula here asks for at most 5 tags, and as you can see, all the tags where it seems they're all the same, right? So it seems that all models are actually pretty good at generating tags. This is interesting. Even Ada. Okay. So try this with more values, but it seems maybe you can use Ada to create tags. And this will be by far the cheapest way, the cheapest model. Ada is extremely cheap and also extremely fast. Okay. Now let's move on to formatting tasks. So I want to format some dates here. And so as you can see, I have several dates, which I will, in different formats that I want to format into ISO dates. So I use the GPT format for this, and let's go. Okay, let's right align all of this. Okay, so move this around. So of course Ada is completely wrong about everything. Let me just hide this to make the other column more easier to compare. So just hide this. Okay. Both ChatGPT and DaVinci got everything right. Curie started to, yeah, didn't understand this one. This one is correct, but it's not a date. So I wanted just a date. So it gave me a date time. So this is in a way incorrect. And Babbage actually did a better job than it actually found this one, but it did not understand this one. And also it didn't get this one. So as you can see, yeah, here these are real dates, right? I'll just show you. I can, if I want to change the format, just say like this, for instance, and then these are real dates. So whereas if I do this with those, we'll see some of them won't work. Yeah, you can see that this one did not work, this one either, and this one either. So to format, choose ChatGPT. Okay, and two last examples. So first, coding task. Even though that's not really maybe the most frequent task you'll do in a spreadsheet, I still think it's interesting. So here the task is to check that a number, whether a number n is odd or not. So let's go. Okay, so ChatGPT gave a function that works and also provided some documentation for it with some examples, some tests. Not bad. DaVinci was more concise, just provided the function, not the examples, but it is correct as well. And then Curie started okay-ish, but I mean it is correct, but it's just not good code at all. And I'm not even able to read this, so I will assume it's not good. And Babbage seems to be not great either. Very strange way to do it, I guess. Okay, let's now end with, oops, I don't have a trigger cell for this. Okay, which one? Oh yeah, I do have one. It's above. So let's move this back to weight and highlight it, and then change the value from here. Okay, it's gonna scroll back. So bear with me for a second. Okay, I can do this. I type go and scroll back up. Okay, so here we are converting this HTML here into JSON. ChatGPT got it right, DaVinci as well, Babbage. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's wrap this. Babbage did not get it right at all. Curie, I don't know why this is Babbage, by the way. It should be Curie in this position. But anyway, Curie got it right. Curie got it right. It's just not very well formatted. In a format is not very readable, but the result is correct. And Ada didn't get it right at all. So I guess you could use Curie for this case. Again, I mean, this is a very simplistic example. Actually, let's try something else. Let's try Markdown here. Okay, so ChatGPT and DaVinci is correct, and all the other three are wrong. So yeah, for conversion, I guess JSON is a very well understood format, so Curie did get it right, but then Markdown is a more difficult one for them. And so I think this video has been long enough now. I will end here, but I hope this will have provided you with some insight into how models differ, how they behave differently. I guess in most cases you can use Turbo without question. For extraction tasks and classification tasks, maybe use DaVinci in cases where Turbo is unusually verbose. But since Turbo is 10 times cheaper, in most cases you will prefer to use this one. Okay, thank you very much for watching. If you watched until now, it's quite a long video. Please comment. I'm interested in your feedback, and I hope this video will help you choose the models and understand what they are. do not forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified for new videos.